We begin tonight with the latest COVID-19 news. The latest surge attributed to the Omicron variant seems to be easing in parts of the U.S. KSBY reporter Taylor Hilo took a look at state and county numbers to see if we're also seeing that locally.
When it comes to case counts from state to county, there's a completely different thing happening in both. California as a whole, case counts are coming down, but in San Luis Obispo, we're trending higher than ever.
The Omicron variant swept across the United States, causing COVID cases to surge around the country. Now, according to an NBC analysis, that surge falling in some areas. In California, looking to be one of them. But taking a look a little closer to home, a very different picture.
We're right now seeing more cases per day and per week than we've seen at any other point in the pandemic.
Those cases shown here on a graph from the county's website detailing the dramatic uphill increase from the past few weeks. Steeper and more dramatic than even last January's surge.
I feel like I really need to be careful. You know, my mom's 86 and she lives with me.
Being very careful is still the main advice coming from the CDC. A statement from Dr. Anthony Fauci saying things could start to ease even more as we head into February. But until that time, urging people to listen to science.
If you look at the data, you can't walk away from the facts, and the facts are stunningly obvious when you look at the hospitalization and deaths among unvaccinated versus vaccinated and boosted.
That data is showing in California, unvaccinated people over 4 times more likely to test positive for COVID. State case counts for the last 7 days are trending down even as daily cases spike, with a positivity rate of over 18%. San Luis Obispo County's positivity rate even higher, over 23%.
It's a pretty good bet that our numbers are underreported even from what they actually are in the community.
That's due to at-home tests not being reported to the county. But what they do know is that since June 15th, 2021, the unvaccinated have made up 66.2% of cases, 78.8% of hospitalizations, and 76.1% of deaths.
When it comes to case counts from state to county, it's also interesting to note that California as a whole has just over 81% of its population vaccinated with at least 1 dose of the vaccine. While according to SLO County Public Health Department, our number sits at about 73%. And they told me also that that gap continues to grow. As California's vaccinated population goes up, the disparity between us and the rest of the state also grows. In San Luis Obispo, Taylor Hilo, KSBY News.
Santa Barbara County has seen a steady decrease in the number of COVID-19 cases in the last few weeks. According to numbers reported yesterday, the daily case rate in the county has dropped by nearly 80 cases per 100,000 people since January 10th. But in that time period, hospitalizations are up by 59 and patients in the ICU have nearly doubled.